Welcome back, my groovy ghouls, to Coffin Break. Today we will discuss the 2011 film Chicken with Plums. Chicken with Plums is labeled as a drama film, but I see it as a romance film. A tragic romance, of course. Romance films aren't my favorite. Usually, the atmosphere of the romance films are very forced and the characters are very shallow. The very few romance films that I do like, I can't even name because I can't even remember them because they're so few. Beware, I will be spoiling the whole movie for this review. The film is about a violinist named Nasser who is looking for a new violin. He goes to distant locations and spends a large amount of money. However, when he returns home and tries to continue to play, he can't feel the passion for the music as he used to. As he realizes that his passion is gone and he can't play music anymore, he decides to die. And the film takes place on his last 8 days of life, with flashbacks and magical realism. Please note that the film does treat this with dark comedy. When Nasser decides to die, he tries to think of different ways to do it, and they're played in a very comedic effect, so don't take it too seriously. On his first days of death, you wonder why is this broken violin so important? Musicians obviously have a great passion and treasure their instruments, but why is this violin worth dying for? And his family does check on him. His brother and his wife try to cheer him up, try to change his mind, but nothing can change his decision. As he lays in bed, he envisions the future and the past. He envisions his children, a son and a daughter, his daughter having a difficult love life, ending up with a gambling addiction, and his son moving to the United States, living a suburban life. Through flashbacks, we learn that his violin was shattered by his wife due to an argument that caused her to take out her rage and shatter his violin. On his sixth day, he is visited by the angel of death, Azrael, and he is so terrified of death that he tells the angel that he doesn't want to die. Azrael replies to him it's too late and he cannot change his decision. On his last day, we get to see the reason why the violin is so special. Nasser recollects on his younger years when he met a young woman named Irene. Her father owned a clock shop, which he visited with a broken clock just to catch glimpses of her. They start a secret love. Eventually, he asks for Irene's hand in marriage. Her father rejects him because Nasser doesn't have the financial capability to take care of Irene and tells Nasser he will never see his daughter ever again. As they live their separate lives, they both have arranged marriages, children, and only meet once again. Irene and Nasser cross paths as he is carrying the replacement violin. He recognizes Irene and asks if she remembers him. She replies, "No, I've never seen you before in my life," and walks away. On his last day, Nasser dies of a broken heart. This film is a tragic romance and is one of the most beautiful ways of representing a tragedy. It reveals what happens when you contain your emotions versus when you express them. In the film, we learn that Nasser's original violin was used to communicate his emotions. Every time he played because of his lost love. The music was for Irene. Irene didn't have a way to express her sadness, and this is reflected in her appearance. When they cross paths, we see her pale skin, the iris of her eyes are as dark as her pupils, her hair is almost fully white, and the atmosphere around her seems monochrome. Film also uses magical realism, and it's very well done. The magical realism isn't overplayed, and it helps carry the story. The film is based off a graphic novel written by Marjane Satrapi. It's probably like a 70 to 80 pages, so you can read it in one sitting, and the film mirrors the novel exactly. If you aren't able to rent the film, you might be able to check out the book from your local library, and the film was also directed by the author. Thank you everybody for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed the review for the film. It is a very well put together tragedy. It's not over the top and doesn't have to include any scandalous relationship problems. It is just a very simple, very well put together story with the pieces falling together into place. I hope to be posting again soon. Until death do us part, my groovy girls.